Christine and welcome to Sip, Talk and Learn. Today's conversation is all about forgiveness and how forgiveness looks like, how we get to navigate forgiveness. For many of us, forgiveness might be easy, but for a lot of us too, we find ourselves in situations where forgiving someone can seem so challenging, and yet it's so necessary that we get to that point of forgiveness so that we can live our truest and most authentic self. And so today on my Facebook page, and by the time I post this video, today will not be today, but this is what I wrote. I love the revelation that life is best lived in forgiveness. That in order for us to live in our truest selves and experience the truest form of authentic living, we must live in forgiveness. And so I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to get yourself a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, or whatever it is that brings joy into your heart and gets you ready for this conversation. I'll see you here in a few seconds. Okay guys, so let's get started. How do we navigate through forgiveness? Because it's so critical for us to find healing and forgiveness in all situations that hurt us. So for other people, like I've said, forgiveness might simply be finding yourself and finding room within yourself to find a place to forgive yourself for whatever decision you might have made that's holding you hostage. And for other people, it might be that you reach out to somebody to have a conversation about how you're feeling and what they said or did that really hurt you. For me, I really believe that there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that is unforgivable. I truly believe that God has given us the power and will within each and every one of us to find healing and true forgiveness for all situations. So if we dare to live life in the most truest, authentic self, then we must do whatever it takes to find true healing and ultimately to find forgiveness. So I'm just going to give myself as an example. I don't share this story so much, and it's really a story that sparks some emotions in me. My dad was killed, and he wasn't just killed, he was murdered. And he was murdered in front of my sister, who at that time was 5 years old. And he was murdered, he was shot and left to die on the side of the road somewhere. And he was rushed to hospital, but he never made it. So how did I find healing through that? Healing did not come overnight, it did not come easy. For many years, I battled with so much anger, and I wondered how anyone on this earth could take someone else's life. I resorted to numbing my pain by doing a lot of partying and drinking and just really doing things that really damaged me more than healed me. And I really wasn't ready to deal with the pain that my dad's murder had brought to me. It was years of darkness within my life. I was angry for almost everything that life gave. I mean, I could see someone walk down the aisle and their dad walked them down the aisle, and I would get angry. I would get jealous because that person has their dad and I'll never have my dad to walk me down the aisle. I would see people graduating and their dad's there, and I would get so mad at the world, and then I would resort to drinking and partying ridiculously. I mean, every little thing that represented manhood made me so mad. And for many years, I was angry at men, period. I was angry at men because I believed men took my dad's life, and because the male gender took my dad's life, I really wanted nothing, absolutely nothing to do with male gender. And I was all about women and males, no. So I'm so grateful for the love that God has for each and every one of us, that he gave me these years to really just do not damage to myself, but who was ever present. And then when I was really ready to face the truth and the pains and everything that came with losing my dad, God was awesome. He opened up his arms like never before. He surrounded me with people who walked me through a journey of healing. He just really started opening my heart and softening it in such a way that I started my healing journey. And today, can I tell you one thing? From the bottom of my heart, I have never met those who murdered my dad, and I might never meet them. But one thing I know, that if I ever get the chance to meet them, the first words that will come out of my mouth will be, I forgive you, because I truly do forgive them. Losing my dad was one of the most challenging things that I've ever gone through. The healing process took years, but I'm so happy because I'm in this moment of victory where I have learned to forgive. And when I truly learned to forgive those people, God started doing amazing things in my life. And now truly I see the good that came out of my dad's passing. And not that I'm rejoicing because my dad passed away. I love my dad. I would do anything for him to come back and give me one hug or give me a dance on the dance floor. I'll do anything for that. But because I lost my dad, I gained a new everlasting dad who is our Father in heaven, and who has proved his love for me over and over and over again. And I could never have had that kind of love that I have with my Father in heaven right now if my dad was still alive, because sadly enough, my dad became like my idol. My dad was my to-go-to for everything. If something was broken, my dad would fix it. So my dad became my go-to. And when my dad died, God became my go-to. I learned to call on him for everything. If I had a flat tire, I call on God. If my kids are sick, I call on God. If I don't have a way to pay my bills, I call on God. He became my everything. And because of that, I see power, great power. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna tear up like I always do when it gets this emotional, but I just want to encourage you all to find a way to find healing, because it's the most freeing, absolute most freeing emotion that you'll ever experience once you release yourself from all the hurt and pain that comes with holding grudges and revenge for someone who hurt you. And what I really learned from my situation is that true healing, do you hear me? True healing can never ever be found in a state of vengefulness. If you are living day by day seeking means to find revenge or seek revenge for a certain situation, and you are never finding ways to cure your healing or to bring healing to yourself, then you will absolutely never experience what it is to have true healing and forgiveness. And to live your God-given life and to live it in a way of purpose and fulfillment, you must be free of all the toxic emotions that come with holding a grudge against someone. And so really what I also found is forgiveness accelerates the healing process. If I didn't take the step to start finding ways to forgive those who killed my dad, then I would not have accelerated the healing process as much as I did when I began my true path of forgiveness. So it's really important for us to find and confront anything that is holding us back from healing and forgiveness, so that we can accelerate all the pain that we are feeling and find ourselves in a state of purpose and happy and joy and freedom. So yeah, talking about freedom, forgiveness brings freedom. If you hold a grudge against someone and you're living in a state of vengefulness, what happens is, in many ways, you are living in a state of slavery. You are not aware of it, but you are really enslaved to this situation, and it becomes a very toxic place for you to live in. And that toxic lifestyle has a way of trickling to other areas of your life. And I truly believe for you to be the best husband, you have to find forgiveness. For you to be the best wife, you have to find forgiveness. For you to be the best parent, you have to find forgiveness. For you to be the best friend, you have to find forgiveness, because unforgiveness has in itself toxic emotions wrapped around it that trickles in so many areas of our lives, including the workforce. So if you live a state of if you if you're living in unforgiveness, what usually happens sometimes, it comes off in a state of anger, and you find yourself just having pouts and pouts of anger all over the place. You're just an angry person, and that's because you haven't truly dealt with the emotions within you that are hurting so bad, and you haven't begun a journey of forgiveness. So it's really important for us to find forgiveness. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, and I'll quote, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." So today, whoever you are, can I dare you one thing? To start your healing journey, find forgiveness. It's the best thing you could ever do for yourself and those around you. It will heal you and free you and usher you into your God-given purpose. I love you so much. I want to hear from you. I want to pray for you. So send me your comments, and thank you for everyone who's been sending me all your encouraging comments on Facebook, and you really encouraged me to be a better person today. Greatly, I'm so excited to go through this journey with you, and I just look forward to having deeper conversations that really make us a much better person and give us the opportunity to live our truest life. I love you so much, and have a good day. Bye.